So, weird video alert. I wouldn't blame you if you didn't watch this one, because this is a middle-aged man in his garage on a damp Tuesday evening in November, refurbishing his Thetford C200 cassette, which means replacing all these bits, which means we have to open it all up. It's not as gory and unpleasant as you might imagine. So this is the job I've not been looking forward to. It's actually not that bad. I know that because we've got two cassettes and this is the second one I'm going to be doing. So I've already done one just to find out any pitfalls on what I need to do. I did come across a few bits, but so this one should go quite straightforward, I think. So I've already done it once before, just not literally 10 minutes ago. So we've got two cassettes and we're going to be replacing all the bits and pieces on them that could be replaced to try and make the seals a bit better. So the way we do this is we start taking things apart. Now this is not a tutorial first and foremost, but this is just the way I've done it and there could be things wrong with it. So the first thing I'm going to do is take this off, this lid, just so you know, I have actually given the whole thing a real good clean off with some kitchen spray. So these pop off. Like so, they've just got a clip that they sit into there. And what these do, they expose the screws that we need to undo. So that's down there. I'm going to cheat and speed things up a little bit by using a drill. I don't know if it makes any difference or not, but when you take this off, there is a little indent on this end here. It's coming off, so I'm going to put it back that way. I don't know if it makes any difference or not which way around it goes, but that's the way I'm going to take it off. Put that to one side, and this seal here just lifts off. And I've got a bin down here, and everything's going straight in the bin. So the first job here really is to give this a bit of a wipe round and get rid of any nasties that we don't really want to see. Now the other one that I did, the inside was actually really quite clean. So at the L-sand point, I've filled these up with water, really given them a good old shake, and got them out so they were running clear. The water was running clear as it was coming out of this nozzle here. I'm hoping this one's going to be as clean as the other one, because the other one actually wasn't that bad. I was expecting this to be rather smelly and horrible, but it wasn't that bad, to be honest. I'm guessing it's down to flushing it out with lots and lots of water just to get rid of anything in there. So just giving this a good clean round. So, oh, what fun I have on a Tuesday evening in my garage. Like that. That's it. So this opens up, and when we look inside, yeah, that's not too bad. That's fairly clean in there. Well, as clean as it's going to be anyhow. So what I found with the first one was when I take this apart, when taking it apart was okay. Putting it back together was a real pain, so I couldn't really see what I was doing. So this here just unscrews 45 degrees and then lifts out. You have to give it a bit of a tug, but it will come out fairly straightforward. Again, straight in the bin and wipe round. But what this allows is me to see in. So I was struggling like mad on the other one, because I couldn't really see what I was doing and trying to do it all by feel. And then it occurred to me, well, take this off and you can see in, Jace. And I can see in now. So it's giving that a quick wipe round. So what we've got to do, the bit we're taking out is this. And the orientation of that is that way round. So it's going up. So what I need to do is press these bottom bits in to release these hooks either side on here, and then it will drop out. And we need to be careful we don't lose all the bits into the bottom, even though this is actually quite clean. So this is a lot better because I can actually see inside what I'm doing. So undo one side, and then undo the other, and it just pulls down. In fact, I can get handy on both sides here. And there we go. That bit's come out in that orientation. Lovely. plenty of blue rag on the hand. I think that's absolutely key. We don't want to be covering ourselves in anything nasty. Now, I think as I pull this bit out, this is where I've got to hang on to this before I put the next bit back in. So I'm going to try and do all this one-handed. So underneath here, there's kind of this arrangement going on. So I think I need to squeeze these in for it to lift out. That's what I did on the last one. And then give it a good old pull whilst we're doing it. So it's a bit of a wrestle. And like I say, in the last one, I struggled a little bit with it. There, it's coming now. That's got it. And just give it a little push up from the underside. And what I'm doing is I'm hanging on to all the gubbins that it's attached to, because apparently that can drop down. I don't really want to be mucking around with this any more than I need to. So that's quite stiff, that one coming out. The other one came out a lot easier. Straight into there, and again, a bit more blue, just to go around and give this a bit of a clean up in here. Now, on the other one, I'll drop this down a bit to allow me to get right in, which kind of works. So I think clean surfaces, where especially where you've got gaskets and O-rings and stuff like that, really going to help when it goes back together, that we get a good seal, which we want. I've just got that blue rag in there. I'm just giving it a good old twist round just to get rid of any bits that are in there. In fact, what I might do is just run that screwdriver around just to get rid of, I don't know if you can hear that. There's some dried out. I guess you could call it detritus. I'm not quite sure what you'd call this. Answers in the comments. Yeah, just want to give this a bit of a scrape round without trying to scratch the surface or damage the surface, because I think this is the bit where the rubber seal sits against it, and I don't want to have any leaks because I've scratched it. So I'm just going around nice and gently with the screwdriver just to get rid of any bits and pieces that are hanging on there. Clean the end of that off. I'm having to do this one-handed because I'm holding on to the bits inside. Like so. So this is the bit that's going to go in there. I'm going to put some silicone spray. Now I'm using a WD-40 silicone spray. They say that you should be using Thetford's own one, but I don't have any of Thetford's own one, and I wasn't going to buy any when I've got a tin of this sitting here. So in my book, silicone spray is silicone spray. And just need to push this down nice and tight. That's the key to this, I think, making sure that this is seated properly by pushing it down real tight. Once that's in there, that's going to hold the inside to stop that from dropping down. Again, just get my hands a bit clean. Now this bit, on the last time I tried this, was really tricky. So it goes in this way round. That's got it. There we go. So I can see inside this side is on. So that one there is hooking on the bit of plastic, and so is the other side now. And the idea is that I can pull on that and it won't fall down. So now when I turn this, it's operating this. Don't want to wiggle it around too much because I don't want to lose any bits and pieces that shake off of it. So that's sitting there. That's, yeah, happy with that. That's come out quite nice. That's not too bad. Right, wipe my hands down because I'm covered in silicone spray. So the next bit is this, and I think this is just like a pressure relief valve. There seems to be a valve on there, and I'm guessing that if pressure builds up, it just releases, or you can manually do it with that. I'm not sure, but again, I'm going to give this a bit of a spray around the O-ring, just so that I guess it goes in. This can only go in one way, so there's one big tab on the outside here which goes into the big groove, so it'll only go in one way, and then it just turns that 45 degrees or so into there. That's the easiest one, that bit. That bit's the hardest bit. So the next bit is the pressure relief valve. So when you're emptying it, you press this down with your thumb as you're emptying it, which allows air to go in. So this one here, you need to get your screwdriver and your hand on the underside just to catch the bit that's going to fall off, and you just literally just lever this up badly. So it's a good job we don't keep any of these bits. That's actually snapped off of there. The last one, it just literally did come straight up, so this could pose a problem if I can't get that out. Yeah, it's very brittle, this. The last one just popped off real easy. What I think I need to do is get myself some pliers. Bear with. And this is where it's handy being at home in my garage full of tools. And I can now hopefully grab that. Pull that. There we go. That's got it. So that was quite tight. And then the bit underneath just falls out. Like so. It's just got this sealing ring. What I'm going to do is just wipe round the underside of that. I don't know if you need to or not, but just in case there is any bits and pieces that might stop the new bit from sealing on it. So just wiping round where the large flat surface will sit on it, just to make sure that the air's clean. It looks pretty clean on the underside of there. Pretty happy with that, actually. And then the new piece sits on, so that just goes up underneath. Now I'm not sure whether to silicone that or not, so I'm going to. If in doubt, give it a spray. So yeah, just the three parts. So that bit just sits up with these tangs pointing upwards into the hole. If you ever go to do this, it's quite self-explanatory. You can see how it works. Spring goes on, and then it's going to line up these holes with the tangs so that it will snap in place fairly straightforward, like that. Yeah, happy with that. That's not coming off. So the last thing to do is to put the large gasket onto there. That's this one here. Again, I'm going to spray this up with silicone because I think I should. Real good spray way around. That then sits on there like that, I'm guessing. Got a good silicone way around it. Yep, that just sits on the top. That's the way that one came out. And then just screw these bits back on. So we've got this part here, which actually looks fairly clean. Certainly cleaner than the previous one I did. Just give that a wipe around just to make sure. And again, it was that tang bit on the outside. So there was a little indent there. That was on this side when I took it apart. Now I'm going to put it back together with a screwdriver, purely because it's easier for me to clean a screwdriver than it is a battery drill. And I can assure you, I will be cleaning everything, including myself, to within an inch of its life once this is all done. Anyone that knows me will know that I'm a meticulously clean person. So I think the trick to doing this and making it not such a horrible task is to really flush out the inside of the cassette beforehand. So I used quite a lot of water at an L sand point. Just fill it up about a third of the way really good shaking, empty it out. I probably did that about 5 or 6 times, and it was running clear, but I was paranoid that there might be something left in there. But there wasn't. So when you look inside, it's actually just clear. There's staining of where all the blue goes, but there's no nasties in there, put it that way. Just double check to make sure this is going to seal. Actually looks pretty good. Looks like it's sealing up quite nicely. So as it turns, when it gets to the edge, that last little bit is what lifts it up. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. That looks pretty good. And then last of all is this bit. Slides into there. Oh, not forgetting the little caps that cover the screws. And there we go. One Thetford cassette, C200 cassette. This one is. It's an old one, hasn't got any wheels. I'm guessing this is as old as the boat, so this is probably about 20 years old, I would have thought. Don't really know, but so yeah, happy with that. That's come out real nice. So yeah, not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Yeah, nothing more I can say to that.